Hello. If you're watching us live today in the Webex Events app, you can join the conversation and network with other attendees using the chat tab to your right. You can take our session polls and ask or upvote questions in the Slido Q&A and polls tab, which is also on the right. We'll answer your questions in there, and at the end of this presentation, we'll launch our session survey where you will see a level up game code after submitting your feedback. I'm Dave Jennings, and welcome to our WebexOne session. Your customers want choice, and we can help. Today, we're here to talk about why enterprises are investing in digital channels and automation, and how this is being accelerated by new consumer expectations, largely driven by the explosion in the use of the smartphone and new digital engagement channels as a result. As consumers ourselves, we're all acutely aware of this disruption from digital natives. We shop more online than we do in store. We cash checks using our phone's camera instead of in branches, and the doctor's waiting room has become virtual. We hail taxis in our pockets rather than the street, and customers now expect your business to deliver the same frictionless customer experience they get from these digital-first pioneers. But doing this isn't easy. Businesses don't set out to provide bad customer experiences, and they recognize the impact bad experiences have on their brand and their customer loyalty. The main issue has been that today's businesses often lack the technology they need to connect all of the different ways that a customer interacts with a business. This transformation is being fueled by the increase in digital engagement, which is driven by the proliferation of digital channels. There are many available, and we'll be familiar with most of these ourselves. From our own consumer research report, we found that 72% say they want to choose their channel of preference to speak with a business, while only 21% are happy to let the business decide the communication channel. Nearly half of those consumers say that not being able to talk to a company through their chosen channels leads to a poor CX. And what's more, we now have the likes of Facebook, Apple, Google investing heavily in their own business messaging ecosystems like WhatsApp, Google Business Messages, RCS, Apple Messages for Business, and more. And these new channels are born out of customer experience first, richer and more meaningful ways for brands to engage. They do this by ease of discovery. For example, you can pair a message us button on applications like Google or Apple Maps to meet the customer where they are. Rich interactions that use tap not text-like features allow the user to scroll through carousels, click buttons, and navigate seamlessly and intuitively through brand interactions. You can handle multiple use cases depending on context, different decision trees and journey paths to take that customer down, and of course, ensure there is an agent behind all of these powerful conversations to pick up from where the automation left off. I mentioned a key issue has been that today's businesses often lack the technology. They need to connect all of the different ways that a customer interacts with a business. And our CPaaS, our communication platform as a service offering, gives you a single platform to build and manage all communications to help solve this challenge. Primarily, it acts as a centralized integration and communication hub that connects multiple core business systems and channels together. And enterprises can achieve levels of interoperability that essentially are simply too difficult to achieve by any other means. And with a platform that seamlessly coordinates thousands of interactions between multiple systems and channels, enterprises can now deliver intelligent end-to-end journeys driven by real-time contextual triggers where the context flows effortlessly through applications and channels. And our platform consists of 6 key components or pillars. At the top and bottom here, you see that software should be supported by real-time dashboards, analytics, reporting, enterprise-grade permissions and controls, 24/7 system support, and more. And this is represented by that intelligent and service assurance wrapper that you see at the top and the bottom here. To expand on those 4 middle pillars and bring them to life, I really want to focus on where our product excels above and beyond what is out there in the market. On the left-hand side here, you're going to see integrations. Many other vendors only provide out-of-the-box integrations or marketplaces with preferred partners. We provide that flexibility and agility to integrate with your existing systems and applications that are in your tech stack. And this is essentially where we tailor the product to the enterprise, building a custom palette of integrations that allow us to interoperate with existing systems without requiring any system changes or IT cycles. And additionally, this layer becomes a single configuration multi-use integration node that can be used across multiple departments and workflows by essentially using our next box, the business logic layer. This layer holds business logic and data storage required to automate intelligent communication flows in customer journeys, all configured using a visual drag and drop Visio-like flow builder that allows you to use that palette I just mentioned of integration nodes, but also has utility nodes or functional nodes, which are essentially building blocks for a wide variety of functions to build exceptional customer journeys and really bring out the low-code nature of the platform. This layer also provides the ability, crucially, to centrally manage and enforce customer communication preferences. Think consent, prioritization of messages, contact policies, and other business logic, a key requirement for large enterprises who have multiple different business units, different functions that need to communicate and interact with their customers across different stages of that customer lifecycle. Think of this as a central governance of communications program. Then we have conversational automation. This layer provides multiple options for conversational automation, chatbots, NLP, ranging from basic structured, scripted, menu-driven bots to what we call query-based and FAQ bots, and all the way through to task bots and fully unstructured natural language smart bots. You can use our powerful integration capabilities that we mentioned earlier to obviously bring your own bot as well and repurpose existing intelligence that you've created elsewhere. The core fundamentals of our platform is integrate with what you have and add capability where you lack. And finally, communication channels on the right. Last but not least, dynamic communication channel management for us includes connectivity into and integrations with the likes of the mobile carriers, those over-the-top providers like Apple, Google, and Facebook, and more to provide the ability to deliver communications within our platform across 16 plus digital channels, including SMS, MMS, RCS, Apple Messages, Push, in-app, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, email, voice, and more. More importantly, though, we also have the UI to get the most out of each of these channels, build what we call channel-aware experiences to bring out the best of each channel, what they individually offer. Before we jump into a demo and then speak to Ben about what we're doing with Centrica, a key theme we're going to be addressing is the shift from reactive to proactive communications. Gartner say by 2025, proactive customer engagement interactions will outnumber reactive customer engagement interactions. What does this mean? Well, for us, it means most customers get in touch with a brand, they get in touch with you because of something you've forgotten to tell them. Give the customer the information they need before they ask for it, be proactive, or at least when they do try and get in touch, automate, reactive automation. Meet them where they are and help them self-serve on the channel of their choice. This demo is going to walk you through a use case for an energy tariff switch journey. The channel you're going to see is WhatsApp, but in this case, it is customer initiated by scanning a QR code, perhaps on a recent bill, letter, or email to pre-populate the keyword tariff switch. As this journey kicks off, you're going to see the customer experience on the right-hand side play out and our powerful flow builder on the left in Webex Connect, showing the actual user journey, where I'm going to be opening up the nodes as you see here and show how it is configured in our low-code environment. You're going to see this initial welcome message come through, followed by a lookup into an asset repository system of choice. Could be any CMS or content management storage system to provide that PDF, personalized PDF to that customer containing current tariff plan, as you see them scrolling through it within the WhatsApp interface here. This means that they don't have to jump out into another tool like a website, and they can stay within the WhatsApp channel. We can contain them. They're then receiving a set of options as reply buttons for different journey paths. We call this tap not text, aimed at reducing the failed attempts that can occur with natural language detection, preventing customers from the infinite loop of doom and guiding them through the customer journey. The customer in this instance is going to select that they're an existing customer, and they're going to branch down that path accordingly. And we're using if this, then that logic here, as you see configured in the nodes on the left-hand side. at this juncture, once this customer clicks this journey path, we will provide some additional information, guiding them again, telling them to go look on their letter for their account number, telling them what the format should be. And essentially, the reason we're now asking the customer for this personal information on the account number in this case is so that we can map that to a CRM in the next step, and we can continue to personalize the experience. So once we do receive that information from the customer and they type in their 10-digit account number, we can then do a data dip into the CRM, and that's going to fetch customer information, only the customer information that we need, by using the evaluate node to extract parameters such as name, address, email, postcode, as you can see, to use to personalize the next message copy, to send that personalized message with the customer's details in. And finally, we're going to provide a confirmation message that the task was successful, completed, informing them about the next steps. And really, during the whole of this journey that we've brought to life for you, if at any point the customer does not respond as we expect or goes down what we would call an unhappy path, we have all of the logic in place for error handling, retries, and can even transfer the entire conversation with full context, keeping the customer on the WhatsApp channel to a contact center agent to fulfill maybe some of the more complex queries that don't go down this happy linear path that we've showed you today. So joining me now is Ben Badger, our account director for Centrica. Thanks for coming on, Ben.
Hi, Dave. Great to be here.
Ben, to start off, could you give us some background on how we are working with Centrica today and really what attracted them to digital messaging channels?
Sure. Okay. So we've been working with Centrica for just over 20 years as their strategic multi-channel self-serve partner. Our role for them as an organization is to help them provide exceptional customer service to their customers, while at the same time helping them reduce their cost to serve. And I guess one of the reasons why they're embracing digital is to tick both of those two boxes, but also more fundamentally to meet customers where their customers are, where their customers are transacting, where their customers feel comfortable, where their customers are talking to their friends and their family. New digital channels can sit very, very neatly alongside the traditional voice and web chat channels that Centrica provide as parts of their customer service strategy, but especially an asynchronous channel like SMS and WhatsApp allows something that's very, very intuitive, really, really familiar, and allows customers to pick up conversations at a pace that works for them. I guess once you start baking in self-serve and automation capabilities within those channels and within those customer journeys, it can make it incredibly powerful.
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And can you expand on and maybe talk a little around how they're using automation? You mentioned automation there and self-service and digital channels that you're talking around, WhatsApp and others, to really start to solve customer problems.
Yeah, sure. I guess one of the most important pieces is blending automation with that human touch and allowing those two to coexist nicely together. So I think a really good example of how that's working is in our use case for IVR to WhatsApp deflection. What that looks like is it provides customers with the ability to talk to Centrica's virtual assistant, which identifies the customer, verifies the customer, and works out the best team, the best department, and the best skills and agents to send those conversations to. All of that rather than waiting, which could be up to a very, very long time, in an IVR queue, listening to some probably quite average music. And I think that's probably fundamental to Centrica's self-serve and automation strategy, is to provide end-to-end customer journeys where an agent is only needed at an escalation point or an absolute crisis point or something that's incredibly, incredibly sensitive. So Centrica are just starting this journey or midway through this journey, but ultimately the goal is to allow customers over digital messaging channels to book an engineer appointment, submit a meter reading, switch a tariff, or a whole host of other performing functions.
Yeah, we hear that a lot. Businesses trying to turn their contact centers into exception centers by trying to help customers self-serve up front. Absolutely. And I guess as part of all of this and working with Centrica, And we talk about integrations into their systems being crucial to making end-to-end automation even possible in the first place. So how is WebEx Connect, our CPaaS platform, helping Centrica, I guess, leverage their existing tech stack and augment some of their investments, like Cosmo, their chatbot, for example?
Sure. I mean, WebEx Connect, as you say, is absolutely fundamental to that. It's like the glue within those journeys and in between those systems. It's got, as you'll know better than I, a really rich API set that enables third-party systems to talk nicely within customer journeys, whether that's workforce management, whether it's bringing virtual assistants in, whether it's with CRM systems or data lakes. And by having a single system, one that provides them with operational efficiencies and advantages, it's a single platform where their teams can go to collaborate, to see how effective those journeys are being and report on those journeys, but also within an internally efficient organization, it's then providing very, very efficient customer experiences and powerful parts.
Yeah, I think it's so important to ensure that businesses aren't having to reinvent the wheel every time they want to introduce a new technology. And a platform like WebEx Connect can really allow them to propagate some existing business logic and chatbots, like you say, the investments in Cosmo across new digital channels without having to kind of re-script and rebuild everything. I guess finally, really, with your experience of working alongside major enterprises like Centrica and others, what advice would you give to other businesses looking to harness digital channels and automation, maybe get going?
It's important for organizations to be on the front foot and be proactive within their customer engagement strategy. By doing so, you can actually choose the channel and the area upon which you want to talk to your customers, and then you can therefore bring the best possible experiences to bear within that area. I think also by doing so, it's going to enable organizations to manage their inbound demand better, and therefore when conversations do escalate to an organization, they're in a better position and position of strength to be able to answer those. I think we've already talked as well a little bit about Centrica's chatbot, Cosmo. Certainly embracing artificial intelligence and machine learning is key to providing an automated and end-to-end customer journey. And it also allows you to understand your customers, understand what their needs are, what their behavior is, understand their language, in order that therefore you can best serve them when they do come to talk to you. And finally, like you, I think digital channels are great. I think they're a great way to innovate. I think they deliver a very rich, powerful customer experience and a bit of a wow factor. So digital channels should be used. They should be used cautiously and in a controlled manner, but doing so in the right way with the right partners can deliver some really good benefits.
Thanks, Ben. Really getting into the shift from reactive to proactive automation and bringing it to life with some of your fantastic expertise on the front line working with some of our largest customers. Ben, really appreciate your time today. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Dave. Great to be here. Have a good rest of the show.
Thank you for joining us. Don't forget, there will be a session survey at the end of this session, and you will see a level up game code after submitting your feedback. Hope you enjoyed and hope to speak to some of you in the not too distant future.